Welcome to Vodhalla.
Cause yo, BCX time here, baby. All these traits, all your momentum, everything you got, leave it on the stage.
Absolutely. Now here, one thing that can work very well, obviously you got the free ability to run up on and fight Raydish, but what worked so well for Raydish in that previous set? The orb on a flat stage. And because of the fact that we're here on Small Mammoth, it's going to give him a lot of room to work with as we find a lot of those sidelights into Sarah's, as we see already putting the pressure on, almost having the recovery there. Red, as he rates another one, but Snowy keeps getting the dodge at the last second.
Raydish has been doing so well on the orb, who we were talking about a lot before. This orb is phenomenal for racking up all that damage, and now onto the gauntlets, we know exactly what he wants to go for. He's finished off these slots every single time the exact same way. Just that upstage, right? It's so clean from him, but he has to just get it. But he's just denying every single time the spot dodge from Snowy. He's read him, man, and the punish not should come in.
Absolutely. Now we got the axe out, so you gotta watch out for that D-Sick. It's going to catch you off slipping, but it looks like Snowy not feeling it, deciding to go back to the gauntlets, trying to win this box out. But Raydish looking for sidelight recovery, but Snowy just throwing everything away, feeling like he doesn't need it at all. Going back to the axe. You gotta make up your mind ASAP before Raydish takes the stock out.
And just the fact that Raydish was able to punish him after all the weapon throws too is kind of amazing. Snowy managing to maintain the dodges and not get hit the entire time is huge, as they're both in the red. So, and he decides it could be theirs, which is on over. Up, it's barehanded. I'll knock him out the stage, but now with the orb, we're looking close to a stop.
This is so cool. Like, they finally finds a stock. It took forever to get there. We reached a minute and 30 seconds in, and nobody refused to give it up. But unarmed coming in here for Snowy. He's very good at arm play in general. I like the GC sync just to kind of stall out, but not enough. Snowy finding you deep off stage.
And see, that's the big thing with Raydish too. It's been really tough for him to actually close out his box with the orb. He knows with the gauntlets is this what way to do it, but every single time with this, he's had a really he has some close calls. So if he stays on this because he sees this is the best way to play, then I think Snowy might be in for a very competitive and scrappy game, but that end game for him has to be clean.
Absolutely. It's about the consistency, and that's why Snowy is one of the people who is in the top 5 for a reason, or you have to watch out potentially for the big plays coming on from any time. But Raydish has been looking so good since that reverse 3-0. He's just ready to box with the best of them, as we're seeing here, Ravish.
I mean, yo, we did see a bunch of that boxing match coming out. It was basically pretty much Mike Tyson's punch out with how we trade in blows.
He is refusing to let Snowy touch the ground, as we see multiple big gauntlet N6 just trying to find Snowy on his way down. I'm loving this pressure from Raydish, basically saying, I'm not scared of you. As we come up, trying to get the dodge read into recovery, does not get it though. Snowy tries to find him jumping away, does not give it up. That's a big GC neutral light, and that's going to take it out.
It's continuing on forward. The Raydish has a stock lead for now, but we saw how this went previously. As soon as he landed on the stage, he got the axe, but with the orb, Raydish looking to play weapon star. Like we said, he has to lose to play this well, but can't do so. Gets knocked away now with a gauntlet of his own. Snowy looking to tie things up.
Yeah, nice amount of damage too there. I definitely thought that Snowy's going to get access to that weapon a lot faster. So putting him into yellow off of a couple good D-light strings, and now Raydish kind of just boxing out with them, catching some of these jumps with D-lights. You have to watch out by the ledge now. Oh, see how many times? That's like the 3rd time that Snowy has red off of the D-light. He's going to chase him on a dodge away with recovery, and Snowy just jumps away, and he's punished him for it. And there's the Sarah that gets it back to even.
You see, like I said, bro, every single time it is exact same things happen. Raydish is becoming a little bit more predictable, and as Snowy adapts, I find that he has to find ways to keep things, I have to say, funky fresh, but he has to go for these mix-up, because if he does not, his tournament life could be on the line.
Absolutely. This is such a close game 1 here between these two. Snowy getting boxed out. Raydish looking for him off stage. Does not get by. Yes, he does. He gets away, gets access to the weapon. Now to gauntlets bolt in hand. This is definitely room. If Snowy can get a couple good nair reads, he can get back in. Not looking like he's gonna get the chance though.
Raydish is only the yellow, so that's going to be a huge kind of detriment to him. The health lead is a contributed hugely but he can't recover. That sucks.
Goes under the stage. Yeah, that's pretty much the only way to put it. That sucks. Just going under the stage by accident and while bouncing off the lower part of Small Mammoth. That is not what you want to see, except if you're a Raydish fan, because you will take that every single time. Raydish putting Snowy down here already game 1.
I mean, yo, I told you the man with my name just cannot lose. Coming out here doing this thing, continuing with that momentum. But I'm sure Snowy's thinking, yo, the stock was just so close. It's just about making sure that you can punish just a lot of the N6 from Raydish and then capitalizing off of strength.
Wait, Ravish, technically, don't you not lose regardless because you have Raydish versus Rayman? Like you're pretty much you're winning no matter what. So
yo, you kind of right. It's the battle of the Rods, bro. So we fighting for Rod supremacy essentially.
I love it. Now, Ravish, how are you feeling here about this game too? Raydish had a lot of good adjustments, kept the pressure on, but Snowy was dodging a lot of those strings. As a good player, you start to recognize that as the match goes on. So we might see a bit of a slower start here from Snowy as he tries to get bigger whip punishes, which we're already seeing off the start. He's chasing him. He's not swinging, but he's putting it in Raydish's head. I see where you're going.
So exactly like you said, right? Because I found that Snowy previously was doing a really solid job of trying to space in between his Petra. But considering with the Oracle we've seen so far, that's kind of what he's capitalized off of. Act so far for not the to go barehanded. It's been tough for him, but at least for now, he's finding just a couple of seconds to make sure he's like, yo, let's relax for a bit. Let me find my footing.
Absolutely. I love how both of them just kind of space each other out with those 6-2. Oh, you're forced to jump there from that weapon toss. Trying to find the ground pound. Raydish almost had it perfectly executed, but Snowy, once again, just keeps seeing at the last second. I know that you are going to hunt for this here. That's a big reversal. I'm the recovery with one of them, their own, in the unarmed, and Snowy takes his stock.
So that's actually big from him here, but so Raydish right now has to be thinking, yo, can he actually possibly get the weapon here to possibly rack up on that damage? But Snowy is thinking he wants to start things off a little bit harder, my friend. Gets the weapon, starts those weapon away, goes for a big sig though. But it's been those every single time that Snowy's been able to capitalize off of. But barehanded, can't do much besides possibly just put Raydish in the yellow. Good axe toss, but oh, he might get the stock.
Amazing dodge play there from Snowy, at least catching him with the sidelight on the landing there, so they couldn't get the stock, but getting hit by G-Side sidelight in the recovery, taking him off the top. Raydish getting himself on the board.
And Raydish now too. He's thinking, yo, he may have the health lead as well, but he has to be thinking he probably wants his gauntlets just to put in a lot more of the big hits. I find it's where Raydish kind of falls into an overall pattern where he knows that, yo, I go in and like sig, toss up, up airs. That's all just him. But Snowy's kind of read that and he's seen it. To him, it's been when he has a gauntlet, he waits, spot dodges, and capitalizes.
Yes, he is keeping that damage on. Raydish trying to find a way in, but gets punished. However, Snowy does take it out. Does, however, get the weapon toss to force him off stage. Snowy just missing that one. That probably could have led to the edge guard that would have taken the stock away, but deep into red here, and that's going to get a big whiff punish after going for a huge read off the GC sidelight.
So you're also only in the orange either, so he has to feel really confident. We're gonna make this 1-1 between these two. So Raydish, this is a tough call for him. I was thinking, Bossy, if he has weapon starved here, things might have been even tougher, but so he's not able to deny that. But the question has to be with his aura play. We haven't seen a ton out of it considering how well Snowy is playing up in his face.
Absolutely. Snowy's really changed it up. We said before how Snowy just kind of kept jumping and following Raydish, but not swinging as a way to kind of get data. Like, okay, I know you're going here. I know you're going to do something, but I'm not going to do anything about it yet because that's going to let you feel comfortable about it later. And it's working so well deep in the red here. Raydish having a bit of a hard time trying to touch the ground. I don't think he's going to be able to.
I mean, one more step, he has spot dodges. Okay, he managed to touch it, but for only a couple of seconds, as he just keeps getting tossed over and over. My man is playing tennis by himself. Call that squash.
So well played right now by Snowy. Snowy just playing that passive play. There's no reason to budge as he takes him out with the taunt, the follow, just to make sure that you understand that I'm taking the W here. Evens the set count 1 apiece.
And yo, we were saying before, Snowy has been coming into the set looking a lot more confident. He seemed to have found out Raydish's play style, and he wants to play more in his face. He knows the orb. He looks for a couple of strings off the end light, so perhaps, he could just slow it down, space it out, and Snowy right now has to be feeling good about himself.
Absolutely, yeah. If at the end of that game, you got to be happy with the way that went down. Definitely much better damage in his favor that time. Only 20% of the SIGs connected, but they are huge, and they are going to net you KOs, but 670. 502 damage on the axe. We saw him trying to box a lot with the gauntlets in the first game. Didn't work. So what did we see in the second game? Way more axe play, and Rayman put in that work. And it looks like we're just going to be cruising here on Small Mammoth. Not really going to be seeing a change of scenery as we get into game number 3.
Yeah, so there's 1-1 between these two. So both these guys are thinking like, yo, if they manage to get this stock, then suddenly things in terms of sets look a lot more in their favor. Last set of the night, so these two have to know if they want to move forward, if they want to make that top 4, top 2, to even take it all. The only person who stands in their way is the person on that stage.
Absolutely. It's all about getting that dub and making sure that you do it confidently too, because if you are continuing in this match, if you're Snowy, you got to remember, think about what happened to Experience in that last set. He's not trolling him or anything, but he is pacing in a similar fashion where he's kind of slowly adapting to his playstyle. Raydish had an amazing reverse 3-0 afterwards. So starting to catch him, catching a big nair into sidelight recovery, not going to take it off the top just yet though.
But so far, but it's whip punishes every single time from Snowy, which is catching him off guard. And now with this set, he can take a weapon throw, misses it, and this is all Raydish right now. He has the gauntlets, trying to finish off with the orb. What?
That was so close to being Raydish's stock. He had the read on where he was going with the orb recovery, and then unarmed recovery, answering right back. If there's one thing we've mentioned a lot so far, it's how good Snowy's been at dodging those orb recoveries. He keeps getting whip punishes, and Raydish has got to find a way to change up the timing because Snowy just keeps walking away from him.
Yeah, we said, but Raydish needs to find more mix-up in terms of this because a lot of his moves are very, very, very readable. He knows how to get from 100 to 0 or 0 to 100, so things like that. But with Snow being able to read that beautifully, it's the adaptation Raydish is not there as of this moment.
Exactly, and this is, remember, this is the last of 2 qualifiers to move into top 8. Actually, excuse me, the other one just finished. So this is the very last qualifying spot for top 8 between these two. It is 1-1 right now in the set. Snowy being the one in favor of seeding-wise and history-wise. But the thing is, Raydish has started to slowly work his way back in, and this orb play is definitely the way to do it because it's what's been working for him so far pretty much all day.
We know Raydish is all about the comebacks. He's about proving people wrong. Good weapon throw, but it's shut up to recover. Oh! Possibly get to the roster yet again. Switch over to the gauntlets. Weapon throw. Up in the air. Both these guys have a weapon. Deny him that though, but the axe could be dangerous.
Okay, here we go. Raydish is actually good defense. Good defense to make sure not to push up on Snowy there. And now coming back in with the orb. Sidelight Stare. Not gonna be enough just yet, but the weapon toss off the top forces the dodge. And what do you do about the way back in? Nothing. Instead, it's Snowy who almost catches you. Unarmed recovery, not enough either. I like the weapon toss down just to back him off there, Ravish.
Oh, I mean, it was close, folks. It was mad close between them, but considering that he's not backing out for it now, we see Raydish is watching super close.
Oh, big read!
He knows this is one more hit up in the air, you gon' fly.
That was so good. Reading the dodge, and we were talking about before how Snowy's constantly reading exactly where Raydish tries to go for these recovery reads. But you are at deep red. One big hit from Snowy gets it out. You have to watch out for putting yourself in uncomfortable spots, as he just did. He gets away from it though, catching a couple quick hits, avoids the ground pound somehow, just staying a little bit longer with the second stock. I don't know how he's doing it.
Bro, he just keeps staying alive, but we see Snowy decides, you know what, fine, I'm gonna hit the fight to you. We will both go off the stage, and there we go. That's all that needed to happen. Only in the yellow, so not too bad off. And considering all the big hits he's got, especially with that axe, I'm sure he's looking to possibly take this home and get the bench in the set.
Ravish, if you told me this was game 5, I would believe you. These two are so, like, they are playing so well. Nobody wants to budge this game. This matters so much. Just put you up 2-1 in the set count. This gives you that confidence to be able to work with that one extra game if you need to. You won't be facing elimination after this, potentially. Right now, Snowy trying to catch a couple big nairs. We see, finally a recovery coming through, but not enough resources to continue to chase him off the top.
Man, this is so tough for them as he continues, because you gotta be thinking, yo, Snowy right now knows he has the axe. He's looking to force him off the stage. He can possibly get it here. Weapon throw misses Ajax.
Oh my goodness, and Raydish just finally touches. We're approaching 3 minutes and 30 seconds. This match has been going so slow because they don't want to be the one to commit too hard, because it could be something like that where Snowy catches recovery with the orb but not gonna get off the top. Snowy trying to touch the ground. He gets by. Now Gauntlet coming through, keeping the axe though. The axe coming through, trying to find a couple weapon tosses, which are working. Snowy weapon tosses, that one away to go arm. Now they both are. Oh my goodness, this is so close.
They both just toss the weapons. They just keep on doing it. They don't want it. They're both in the red, but it doesn't get the hit. No! He goes off stage now with the orb, trying to recover. No grounded power to be had. Gets the gauntlet, and there it is.
Rayman coming through with the hit, taking the stock off the side. Snowy able to move up here 2-1 in a set. Raydish starting to make the adjustments, starting to figure out where he needs to wait for those recovery hits. We saw an amazing dodge read with the gauntlet recovery earlier to take it off the top. But that damage, as close as that last one was, the damage was incredibly different. 670 to 341. But Raydish, whenever Raydish actually got the hit, it mattered so much. The reward on hit was immaculate, but Snowy kept boxing him out more often. What happens here in game number 4? No scenery switch, running it right back to Small Mammoth here, Ravish. Wow, these two are pushing hard, and you have to because it's BCX 2021.
And you can see it too into the damage graph. It's just all axe play coming out of Snowy too. He knows exactly where he's comfortable. He knows what needs to happen. He knows what he has to do to close this out. Everything that stands in his way is just Raydish. And 3 more stocks from moving on in BCX. All that prize money, the glory is what awaits in the next 3 minutes.
Absolutely, and Raydish deciding, you know what? I'm trying to win out this boxing match right now. Go ahead. This is Mike Tyson versus Holyfield, baby. Oh, that's a big whiff. Now, what do you do about the landing here? Almost catches him. No switch off here to orb just either. Raydish actually felt comfortable. That's a couple big nairs. Now, coming up to orb, almost catching him with the sig, but Snowy just able to poke him out before he got hit.
I was gonna say here, actually right now, Raydish manages to weapon starve up against Snowy too. This would have been actually quite nice considering he's up with the orb, so you can just take him out, get in that first stock. We know how crucial it can be, but ground pound misses for it now. Raydish manages to recover. Good little orb string, but it won't do enough.
Oh, there's another side, like I said, trying to catch the Sares off the side, but now to switch back to the gauntlets, maybe try to find that big Ensig read. He's been using it a lot for jump coverages. No, he's not gonna be able to get it because Snowy boxes his way in. Now you gotta find your way back down to the ground above Axe. That's not the place you want to be right now here, Ravish.
No, sir. He wants to make sure that he's up in the air, as is his opponent. He continues forward, gets the reversal, big hit off stage, but now he's going to manage to undercover, maybe? Yes, so he's fine. He managed to touch it, and it's a big hit off of that, too. And oh my god, how was Raydish actually still alive?
The eye of a god. I don't know how, still staying alive just long enough, utilizing the sig just to kind of stall. It's been so good, but there's a nair, catching another one. There's the weapon toss, just dodge around it. Do you get away? No, Snowy catches the hit. That's the first stock going to Snowy.
He had to work so hard just to try to get that stock from him, and I think Raydish is coming right now. Possibly if he gets the weapon to just make sure that it's back again on even ground. We're back to 2-2, but he gets 2 axe hits. It's not going to be enough, though. Raydish, my man, looking for just 1 sig. That's it. Thank you. There you go. Touch him off the stage.
Oh, forced the dodge, but he got the wall touch. No, he gets back in just enough to be able to get to the bottom there. Looking for a big ground pound already, trying to snipe a stock. You need it right now with the way these two have been playing. No sig connect. He's not going to get it. Trying to get for a reverse edge guard. Raydish having to recover early. You definitely need to get stage position after that. Don't try to give him a free stock.
1 hit, breathe on him, flick him, he's gone. Thank you. Raydish going forward, but I'm only looking towards the orange, and I'm thinking Snowy right now has to be feeling himself. This is it, bro. Things turning on forward with that axe play. You know how much damage he's been able to rack up. He's looking to do more.
Honestly, it's just the way that this match has been going. If I'm Snowy, I need to start pushing a bit because Raydish has. Oh, that's a big catches him one, tries to catch another, but misses the ground pound. Not gonna get the KO on the bottom. However, Raydish starting to slowly make this work. Ravish, we've talked about it all day. This orb has been so good at making these slow comebacks, especially when he needs to space somebody out who's been looking too hard for a lot of big swings, as Snowy has been going for a lot of weapon tosses, currently getting juggled.
The damage profile from the orb is immaculate and immense, but the thing has to be, yet again, like you mentioned before, Ajax, it has to be consistency, which from Raydish, we haven't been able to see a ton of them, but as both these guys fight to recover, Raydish gets the first recovery, tossing him up in the air, they both got the weapons, but the sig, there's no punch from it though. It's gonna be big for Raydish, he gets it.
The spike catches him on the side. Raydish was so far behind the net, it was able to reverse it. Now Raydish has the control, but no unarmed recovery, gonna take it off the top. Catches him with a D-Light, gets the GC side, gets him off again, pushing him back. This is, it may not be a massive amount of damage, but it's a lot of mental damage. Raydish is starting to find a lot of connections here as Snowy just avoids that recovery.
He continues forward here. Snowy's gonna be thinking like, yo, man, this is mad tough. He's already up in the orange. The health is looking so good for him. But I don't know if that's actually the stock. Wish able to cover. Weapon throw misses. He gets back up on, and this might be it. He could possibly take it here, but no. Off stage. But yo, Raydish should be fine.
Big reversal coming in there from Snowy. Now Snowy deep in the red. You have to watch out for Sidelight Stare. It's going to be coming in pretty soon. But Snowy's been doing an excellent job of watching out for where Raydish tries to push too hard. You see Snowy not trying to move. It's like, you know what? I have 3 minutes to play. He's pretty much been willing to play to the clock, not really worried about having to approach too soon. And Raydish giving them a respect so he can find his way in.
And Raydish right now, bro, has to be thinking like, yo, this is the time to shine here, baby. We said he wants to recover, he wants to get it. We're going to game 5.
Sidelight Stare coming through. We're talking about it. It's hard to dodge at that point, but this is a game 5 coming in between Snowy and Raydish. This is exactly what you want to see, exactly how you want to see it go here at BCX 2021 NA. This is the last qualifier to get into top 8. Loser of the winner of this match has to go up against Hardy MJ, who's currently waiting for them right now to get to that point. But no more chances left. One of these two facing elimination here, Ravish, as we get into game number 5.
I've been saying it the entire time as you load up, but this truly is it. Nothing more stands. You have to lay it on the line. You have to play your best game of Brawlhalla. You have to become a legend, bro, because yo, fam, you got no more chances after this. There are no more stocks. There's no more resets. It's all you.
Only one moves forward. Only one of them gets a chance to keep going forward right now. It is Snowy's Rayman versus Raydish's Petra, trying to get himself back down to the ground. Does manage to do so. This orb is going to put in that work as he catches it. Ooh, that was so close to connecting. That could have been a nice, amazing early dominant stock there for Raydish.
Amazing, beautiful, phenomenal, absolutely magnifique. And that's the kind of momentum we're looking for. We need both of these players to try to move forward. You gotta do something, cause yo, if you can't do it now, when are you going to do it? This BCX.
Yes, sir. Oh, that's a big stare. That's gonna be the stock necessary for Snowy to be the one to get the confidence boost to push themselves forward. But we already know Raydish has not let these leads stay too far behind. We even saw Raydish, who was deep in the red on the last game, who went and took that second stock. So if I'm Snowy, I'm playing as safe as I possibly can right now.
Yes, so right now we saw before, because he saw how easy it was for him to get reversed on, and Raydish too, using the momentum to drive him all the way, considering he had massive health leads. So Snowy thinking, okay, after the recovery, gets punished for that though. So it's a nice hit, but he's only up in the orange. If he takes his stock, this might be it.
This is crazy. I mean, these two, they've got to be feeling it too. Endurance coming in, because as we've all seen, this is the world's longest set to close it out right now for the last one between these two. But it's because you reach this point, you don't want to go down. It's the last chance you have, and you don't want to be the one to give it up. Snowy just holding on to this first stock as long as possible. Raydish having a bit of a hard time about it. All you need is one good Sair to take it out, but Snowy's not giving it to you.
No, and nor does he want to, but Raydish right now also has to be thinking like, yo, I'm all the way up in the orange. He has to do something to kind of connect, but remember we mentioned Raydish has a hard time closing out these stocks. He has to work a lot more on his end game, which Snowy has been absolutely immaculate in. That's a big hit. Can the weapon throw? Can he recover? There we go. Barehanded, he gets it, but he has to play this so well.
Ravish, we saw this last game, so if I'm Snowy once again, you better be careful, because Raydish got a couple of huge D-Light reads, which we just saw a second ago. Didn't really do anything afterwards, but D-Light, all right, there we go, getting damage already. Jeez, oh my goodness, see, this is exactly what I was talking about. Raydish catching already. Couple D-Lights into GC D-Light, keeping that damage going. GC Sidelights just keeping the pressure on him. Even with this deep in the red, you have to watch out for one good Sair, which is what Snowy's looking for, but because you know that's what he's looking for, it makes it easy for Raydish to find those whiff punishes, and he can get him to bait the jumps. Let's see if he makes it work though.
I mean, so far he gets the first jump out, the tries to recover back on stage. No! Punishes that for now. Gets the weapon throw as well. And there we go. 2-1 for now, but it is gonna be really tough here. Raydish has to come into this swinging yet again. I'm sure on the orb he should be able to do so. We talked about orb damage previously. It racks up quick and fast. Raydish for now looking at one more string. This could be it. He's already in the red. He wants to stock back.
Absolutely. As he tries to find him once again with the sig, just keeps missing out on that. The Hadouken, that's relevant now. It's just so close to catching it over and over, but Snowy just keeps dipping underneath. Snowy holding on to this as long as possible, but we saw before this could go to 1 minute between the way these two play. So Raydish understanding all he needs is that one good whiff. Just don't overcommit because Snowy's gonna punish you for it. As we've seen Snowy not afraid to go off stage as much here in game 5.
But we see Raydish actually get desperate. We see Raydish get desperate before as well, because like in a situation like this, he needs to close it out. There we go. He gets it, but the strings from the orb have to connect here. It's about now or never. Raydish has a massive everything's back, but Snowy, he can't even get touch the weapon. Oh my god, that was massive.
This weapon stuff working so good here for Raydish right now, catching him multiple D-lights, catching him once again with the side light, trying to read him on the way out. Now Gauntlet's back in favor of Snowy. He goes for a big recovery. Ray trying to find him on the way down. Snowy currently in a spot where he's been getting hit a bunch. Ray is getting in. He's starting to catch him. Oh, he swings the wrong way. Now Snowy getting stuck here. Ravish almost gets caught by the sig.
He doesn't get one more. He might be able to get it. Just up in the air. Snowy takes a set. The world's longest set. After that, it was just one more hit. That's all that stood between them, and he gets it.
What an incredible down to the wire set we just witnessed.